Right, this is a real quick rundown on a Smartvent Positive3 system. They've got a number of options or systems to choose from. This seems to suit our house. 305 square meters, single story. Just a real quick rundown. I've set it, or they've set it to automated, which means this Smartvent system does its thing automatically. It's got 3 sensors, one on the outside of the house and one in the roof cavity. So those sensors work on one sensor here on the control panel as well. The control panel sensor, of course, measures room temperature, and of course room temperature is currently 25.9 degrees. Got all the doors and windows flung open, of course. This is not an air conditioning system. This is what it does is sort of works on the basis that it has two fan units, one-to-one system, which feeds down to the bedrooms. So it's got 5 vents off that system, and the other system is a dual system. Serves about 4 vents, which is to the hallway, dining, and both lounges. So essentially what happens is that it up here it shows the fan speed. At the moment it's going very slowly on 3 bars. It's showing that it's taking air from outside, so that top temperature is basically 29.3 degrees, which is the outside air temperature. And that arrow there, it's called a recycling option, but it's just idling the fans up there. So what I say when it's idling, it's just idling enough to keep the pressure between the outside and the room, or keep the pressure inside the room space. And it's got the summer option we've got connected, enables that at night when the air temperature drops down to say 17 degrees, because it's the middle of summer still, because I've set the desired temperature at night all round to 20 degrees, it'll start drawing cooler air from outside to bring the room temperature inside the house down closer to the 20 degrees. I can change it to 18 degrees or 22, but basically it'll only draw air from where it's coolest. On the reverse basis, in the winter, let's just hypothetically say that the air temperature outside is really cool. It might drop to 10 degrees at night, so outside air temperature is really cool. Inside the room it may very well be about 14 or 15 or 16 degrees, but as things start to warm up in the roof cavity, it may very well be getting up to 21 degrees. So what will happen is that the unit in the ceiling would start drawing air, and it'll show an arrow inside that house thing rather than on the outside. It'll start drawing air from the roof cavity. Let's hypothetically say it's above the 20 degrees, and it'll start pushing it into the house to warm the house up. So again, that recycle arrow goes on and off depending on whether it's recycling or idling, or whether it's actually drawing, like in the summer, it's drawing cool air, and those bars will go right up to about 6 or 7, and the fan units will be working hard to bring the air temperature throughout the house down, and vice versa. For the winter, it'll be working hard to warm the house up. So it's not an air conditioning system again. It just works to optimize the air flow within the house. Each system's got an air filter on it, so it's all clean air, whether it takes it from the roof cavity or whether it takes it from outside. And of course with the outside, it's really great. We've felt it at night, that it has been drawing cool air inside the house, cooling the house down, and we just sleep better. And we're similarly going to expect it in the winter. It'll work on a similar basis, whereby we maximise the warm air that we have perhaps in the roof cavity to do that. And of course by keeping the pressure in the house, we have very little condensation, shouldn't have any condensation on the windows, particularly in the bedrooms that people generally have because they're breathing and showers and so forth. We notice that the air pressure from our previous system, because we've upgraded this one after about 18 years, we noticed that there was very little, if any, condensation on the windows, and so it serves a lot of purpose. It's just healthy air inside the house. And again, if people want to put a separate air conditioning just in a bedroom or something like that, then that's a different system to what this is. This is works 24 hours, 7 days a week. Don't have to do anything. It's automated. Let's have a little quick look at the sensors and what happens outside. So this is the air vents. This is where it takes the fresh air, both those vents, and that's the outside sensor, that little thing there. Again, it has a little battery in it. You've got to change it once a year. Easy to do. Just twist the top off and slide another battery in. Let's quickly go up and have a look at the roof cavity to see what the installers have done. They really did a great job. It took them about 5 or 6 hours. Our roof is probably a lot easier to walk around, but that's the ducting that takes the fresh air in, and it distributes it throughout the house. That's the filter box. Easy to change filters. Just unscrew the top, slide another one back in. I think they call it an F7. That's the intake for the roof cavity if it decides the controller are going to take air from inside the house. And again, there's all the electronics inside there that works as per the system says. We've got ducting that feeds the end of the house out there. It's got 5 vents that services the bedrooms and so forth. The second system is distributes to 4 vents in rooms such as the lounge and dining, and I think it's one of the offices and so forth. There's a little panel that they put inside the ceiling, and it's got a shut-off switch there if you want to shut it off or to do any work. There's the other filter box, so it's got 2 filters to maintain each year. Easy peasy. They're not really expensive. I can just go and buy them for the local trade shop, slide another one in to filter the air each year. They advise to do that because it helps keep the air fresh, as well as good for the fans. There's an actual fan unit which is in the middle of that ducting. The other ducting down to the other part of the house has got a similar fan down there that dries, but they all operate off that one control system. And again, there's all the ducting that distributes to the rooms and so forth. Here's another sensor inside the roof cavity. Again, put in the recommended place inside the roof cavity, and between the 3 sensors outside, inside the roof cavity, as well as at the control panel. It optimizes whether it draws air from outside or from the roof cavity, or whether it just recycles and idles, and where that air comes from. And again, at night, it's really good. We've found that it's the air temperature's been dropping, say, below 18 degrees. So what happens is that the fans go up to about 7 bars, and that's pumping air down to our bedrooms, and it's really quite pleasant compared to if we didn't have this unit, and it wouldn't be pumping any air from anywhere, and you'd have to have your windows wide open, hope for the best. Again, the system works really well. We're really pleased with it. If you want to start from something like this as a basis, and even if you wanted to put one air conditioning system down to your own bedroom or something like that, that's a completely different system. And again, it's yeah, I'm quite pleased with it. It's we've all felt it. It's doing its job within the limitations, of course, that you've got the middle of summer and the middle of winter, where it's got to sort of work to try and optimize air coming in from outside, of course. Okay, so I'll leave it at that, because otherwise it'll get too confusing, but it's quite simple from what I've seen. and I can change the set temperature that we want inside the house to around about 20 or 22 or lower, but the system will actually, like I say, use the sensors to decide where it draws air from, outside or inside the roof cavity, and also whether it just idles because the outside temperature is too hot or too cold, and so on and so forth. That's about it for now.